I I seem to be spilling the beans. I have recorded a few videos and actually posted them. And one of the nice things is nobody has watched any of them or commented. So before I get the full like must delete. Like I actually want to say a few things before I play Turtle Turtle in my T-shirt and get back to masking and like hiding if that's gonna happen, or if this is it. This is it. Like I'm done with that whole section of my life, or I'll get back into it. And it's seems like everything in my life what are you gonna do? Is uh, is a balance. I'm a Libra. I want to see things from both sides. So, well, it's kind of fitting to wear the blue and the red. I Yeah, I've had experiences of trying on both hats. It's really weird that I'm having some pretty big deja vu right now that I've said all this stuff before. Uh, so that kind of was like, hmm. But okay, just need to breathe for a second. I think that was just all performance. I don't know. Like, it's kind of like I think a huge part of my life is like just fucking bracing, getting ready for whatever. I gotta make it through Grin and Bear It or whatever, Bohica. Um, yeah, I'm just really in this interesting spot where coming to terms with things in my life and seeing it through a certain lens, and I keep thinking about my children. I have two daughters. Um, I see my oldest daughter a couple times a year. She has children, and it's like the best part of my life is seeing them, but I don't get to see them as much as I would like. We have our, I don't know, we don't have an understanding, I guess, or I try to tell her I want to be a part of her life, or I don't know if I don't. I tried to build up um, um, going up to see them recently, but I don't know. I have a lot of anxiety about going up north. Is kind of the phrase I use. Um, I'm from an Indian reservation in northern Minnesota, and my mother passed. Um, I don't know how long it's been now. I really actually lost track of how long it's been. A few years, and I used to stay with her when I would go and see my daughter and see my grandkids. And um, my brother took over that place, and I'm not comfortable staying there. I haven't been able to see my nephew, and I think he was part of my support system. He was like one of the few people in the world I could certain talk to about certain things, and I felt somewhat accepted. And But since my mother passed, I've moved out to Wisconsin, out in the country, and it's been wonderful. You know, like I'm not overstimulated by the city noise. And the thing is like I didn't know I was overstimulated. I knew it bothered me, but I didn't have the words. I didn't know that that was a thing. Uh, so um, I don't get to see my children, my grandchildren, or my nephew. I don't have a great relationship with my brother. I just don't understand him, or he doesn't understand me, or um, I said bad stuff about him behind his back because I've had a lot of resentments that I carried about carried what is the words towards, but you know it is what it is. I don't really care about that anymore. I let a lot of that stuff go. I've actually I just think I have. I don't know. I could say that, but who knows if that's true. Um, it doesn't bother me. I don't think about it as much. Um, Also, like I don't really think about my mom or my my grandma or my grandma's house, or I don't talk to my older sister anymore. I or my younger sister. Um, I don't know how to communicate with people, and I kind of forget people exist unless I I remember something, or and I find them on my phone, or even then, even when I find people on my phone that I need to communicate with, it's pretty daunting. Like I just don't. I feel so ashamed about where I am in my life, and it kind of seems like unless I'm like, like slam dunking it, from the free throw line, like, MJ just hanging out, like my tongue hanging out, just I don't feel confident enough to communicate with people unless I have a little drinky drink, and so like I burnt so many bridges. Like I think if a lot of people in my life have just like given up. Like I don't I don't feel like a human being. Like normally, like I don't know how to communicate. I forget about people. I I don't feel the need to or want to reach out to people until like I'm like, oh my god, like, whoa, like, what, oh, like, what is going, oh, I'm relaxed, like, I can get out of my head, like I get totally stuck behind my eyes, and I don't even feel my body, and I get stuck, and I can't do shit, like, I see that this stuff bothers me so bad, and for some, I just can't fix it. There's a roll of brand new screen in the corner over here. I've lived here for, this is coming up on 2 years, and I just can't get myself to do that, and I just can't stop like kicking my own ass about it, like, I have good days and I have bad days. I get stuff done sometimes, like I cut the grass, like part of the grass, and then I'm wiped. Like 2 days later, I'll work on another section of the grass, or I haven't been able to work for a number of years. I've been just completely burnt out, and I, I, not even thinking about that. Like I had that in the back of my mind a little bit. I went back to school a few years ago, and I wanted to become a massage therapist because I saw the benefit for myself. I was having a lot of back issues, and seeing a lot of chiropractors. Had to do physical therapy, and um, I knew some people that went through a lot of pain, and I saw how much that affected people and changed their personality, and I wanted to help people with pain. So I went to massage school, and I learned I was dyslexic. I don't even remember what I was talking about. It's just so much. But in that process, recently I was looking into um, some exercises to help with my shoulders, because I constant they're constantly popping out, like lifting my, like right there, like lifting my arms up, they click out. So I was looking to find um, exercises to strengthen my shoulder, or just basic um, exercise stuff. Because I haven't been working on for, well, I don't know, depends on what you call a workout, but I haven't really been working out for a number of years, and this is really starting to bother me in my neck, and I'm starting to have POTS symptoms again, with the dizziness. I've passed out a number of times in the past, and I don't want it to get to that point again. So I was looking for some shoulder neck, finding out more about POTS and hypermobility, and um, Ehlers-Danlos, and realizing that there was a lot of things that have gone undiagnosed in my life. And when I was in school for massage therapy, I had a really hard time, and I saw the school therapist, and I thought, like, I saw some. What did I see? I noticed, like, some of the traits that I had matched that of autism, but it didn't quite match. And I brought that up to my therapist, and she asked me about my childhood, but my mom didn't really want to talk about that stuff. Like, you know, I don't want to talk bad about anyone. And that's why it's hard to share about any of this stuff, and, thinking about how this would affect other people. But, it's like I've done that my whole life, was trying to worry about other people, and I just wanted to share this. But she talked me out of, like, it didn't fit her framework of what autism looked like, and it didn't fit mine either. I shared some of the traits, but the thing that was also coming to mind was complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that seemed to kind of fit. But also now I'm learning that it's also, it could be comorbid with autism. So, and one of the things I learned in school was basically I learned about all this stuff, and I thought there's no way that I could have EDS. You know, like that's women have EDS. You know, and I understand now that that it's not like just like extreme where I would have to have IVs and stuff, and I'm so grateful that you know it's not like that, you know, or yeah. So I'm coming at the conclusion that I have autism and ADHD, which is um, um, odd HD, odd ADHD. I like the odd HD because it sounds like the high definition of oddness. Um, Probably will not get diagnosed. I see more drawbacks than I do benefits. My insurance is horrible as it is. I have catastrophic insurance. Well, my wife does. So, and we don't even have enough to cover the minimum deductible for them to actually kick in and cover stuff. So, I I am not going to be seeing a therapist. And the crazy thing is if I got diagnosed, it would actually increase my insurance premiums because the additional stuff that would have to be covered. So, like, I'm not even comfortable sharing my name on here, which would also, like, all this stuff comes up like, you know, like the mental health stuff, the chemical health, the, you know, finding out that this is genetic. You know, there's like so many. I'm Native American, American Indian, what have you. You know, like it's hard to talk about this stuff and not think of genocide. You know, eugenics and like how like I would have been wiped out, or you know, and there's people that are looking to do that now, and there's people who are big name autistic speakers that are for that, you know, and that's wild, you know. So this is difficult to talk about. Oh, Orioles. Um, the other thing I'm learning is the thing with the hypermobility autism, the co-occurrence or the correlation or whatever with people who are on another spectrum, and you know, that's kind of just blows my mind. It's so wild, you know. Like I have a sister that didn't identify as being my sister. You know, I had a little brother, and I wish I would have known all this stuff then. I wish I could have talked to her about how I feel about myself. And I'm a man, I have children, I'm married to a woman, and I don't feel like a guy. You know, like it's so crazy to say. I don't feel like I'm a man. Like that's like talking about like talk dangerous shit to talk about. I live out in the country in Wisconsin, and I have to wear. Well, I don't have to wear flannels and shit, but this is what I'm comfortable in, and luckily that's hopefully enough of a disguise and you know. Holy fuck, man! Like I grew up in the rough and tumble res, and like I remember as a child, like sitting with my hand like this on the kitchen table, and my grandma. I love her to death. I want wanted to, wanted to be like her. Slap my hand. You know, don't you ever do that. There was no like you cannot show any kind of signs of weakness of being effeminate. Any like you gotta watch how you walk, how you talk. I have a little bit of a lisp that I really try hard to work on. I was really hard to understand when I was a kid. I had to go through speech therapy. I couldn't read out loud. That was something I worked on for years. So speaking is speaking clearly, and this is like a lot of this. It's a lot of work for me. Um, but I wish I had a better relationship with my daughter. I've tried to communicate that with her, and she does not communicate anything in return. Occasionally she'll reply back, but just understanding the genetic component of everything, I could see, I can see that within the framework of not to label or diagnose anyone, but there's a potential that she may have ADHD or autism or both. So um, I haven't seen my youngest daughter since she was in middle school. I think she just had her birthday, and she's 21. And that just breaks my heart. And if I could feel that emotion right now and let it out, I totally would. I don't know exactly what I did wrong. I've definitely had trouble supporting her mom, or you know, I've struggled with employment my entire life. I I think the longest place I've worked at, the longest time I've held a job was like maybe a year and a half. I've I've experienced a lot of failure in my life. I've I even failed out of the military. That was one that was really tough to deal with, that identity, and that thing of never being able to make right, um, that almost drove me to wow, what is that? How do unsubscribing? I heard that framed in that way today, and yeah, especially being the MOS that I was, and the things that happened, and after washing out, like I wanted to be there for people and knowing like that, you know, they had to, they went through that experience, and I wasn't there to you know, help them. It took a lot of like emotional work to get through that and to let go of that identity, because that was completely like, that was in deep. That was like, talk about like super, felt like on Hellraiser. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like on Hellraiser, when they finally caught that guy when he was trying to come back to life, and all the fish hooks were in him, and he said, you know, so and so wept, and he got, you know, yeah. Excuse me. This is kind of running long, but I don't know, man. It's coming out, so I completely ran out of gas. Yeah, that visual was pretty tough. But I really wish I could have been there for you. You know, I really wanted to be there for you. I really do love you. Um, I wish I knew how you were doing. You know, in my email communications, I don't know if you've ever received them. Your mom told me that you did tell her about one of the emails I sent to you. I did reach out to you when I I was drinking and was mad at your mom and shouldn't have said the things I said, and but that's what it is. This all this is what it is. I if I could go back, you know, but I can't. So it's just like, this is like the backpack I've been carrying, and you know, I would trade this all in, you know, like if I could just like have this one job or whatever and pay all the bills and know all the stuff and could teach you all the things and could learn piano with you, you know, it's like I was thinking about you and your piano, and the last time I saw you, I think it was your recital, and how I really wanted to talk to you about how much I always wanted to learn how to play. I really identified with Rocky Dennis in the movie Mask, and I even used to try to play on the back, like how he did on the back of the textbook with paper keyboard. And I actually bought myself a piano on Nextdoor and taught myself some chords, but I can't play it. I haven't even turned it on since I've moved here. It makes me think about you too much. So I love you. I love you, both of you. Um, I know this doesn't excuse anything, but I hope maybe maybe there will be a little more understanding. Because that's all I do. I basically just study psychology and sociology and human behavior and the human body and theology and catastrophism and everything to the nth degree to kind of understand, like, oh shit. Like, the thought was like, what's wrong with me? But like, what can I do? Like, what can I do to be better? You know, what can I do to be a part of your lives? You know, I somehow managed to make a relationship work with my wife. I wish I could be a better father and a grandfather and a nephew and a brother and a friend. I don't, I don't, I don't know. This is where I am. I just wanted to share that with you and anyone else out there. Maybe you're going through something similar, but I hope this helps somebody, because this, I don't know, this is my life, or I don't know, like mine. Like, how do I own that? You know, where is it? Where's my life? Is it just this chunk of meat between my ears, up in my cranium? Can't, like, is it the stuff that I have, my clothes? It's just this, my time and experience, that's all I have, that's all I can share. I don't have money. I don't. I I don't. Like, these are my shoes. It's my sock. I'm not like a baller, like I don't have chains or jewelry or gold teeth or a fancy car. My shirt. This shirt is, probably saw me wear this shirt last time I saw you. It's so strange looking at this guy. Who are you? But hey, that's what I got, man. Don't like, don't subscribe, don't share. This is just me, like, sharing this experience.